My name is Mike Power. I'm the manager of Wirral TV.
My name's Tom Holden and I'm a mentor here at Wirral TV.
Keith Thompson, I'm mentor for Wirral TV.
The Wirral TV is structured in quite a unique way. It's a partnership of 5 community trusts. A community trust is what's previously known as a pathways area, and they were areas that was designated as high unemployment, social deprivation.
Wirral TV is a social enterprise, which means it's a non-profit making organisation. It's done for the benefit of the community. Any revenue that it brings in goes back into Wirral TV.
Short-term aim is that Wirral TV will launch itself through a website, wirraltv.net. The idea is that the website should contain a series of short films from everything which is community based, so dog fouling, refuse collection and the usual community social issues, right way through to more light-hearted news coverage and issues like, for example, horoscopes.
I've been working in TV now for close to a decade. I've mostly worked in documentaries. I used to work at Granada TV making documentaries for UK TV, American TV, the international market.
It's a good forum for showcasing talent, filmmaking talent. It's a good forum for animating issues and concerns and launches that people have, or projects that people have on the Wirral. Even things like shows and festivals we'll cover. But also importantly, it has another role, which is to give those individuals who are within the Wirral, from Aylesbury Port to Neston, all the way up to the top of the peninsula, all 330,000 people, an opportunity to train and to be mentored in filmmaking, which is quite a skill, and media, but sort of audio, lighting, filmmaking, editing, the whole gambit that's involved in actual short filmmaking, and upskill individuals so that they can tip into employment, or they can go and start a new enterprise, or they can perhaps go on to further education and enhance their skills somewhere else.
Our role really is to mentor the program, the trainees, and make sure they have those skills in order that we can actually meet Wirral TV's output targets for good quality output on the internet.
Each of the community trusts has a member on the board. The board is limited by guarantee, which means it's effectively acting in the form of a charity or a non-for-profit making organisation. They meet on a monthly basis for 2 hours every month. They appointed me through a subcommittee, and I have a day-to-day man-manager who is a director on the board. Essentially what tends to happen is that myself and my assistant Diana Tui work in a very autonomous role.
We are all very optimistic about how community TV can fit in to the landscape of the Wirral. We have newspapers, we have radio stations, but there is a gap for this kind of news gathering, news and features. We feel that the people of the Wirral will welcome initially the TV being broadcast on the internet, but in the longer term we think that there is a gap in the market also for a cable TV channel dedicated to the Wirral, and that's where we'd like to go.
I think the skills that people are learning here at Wirral TV are vital if they want to have a career in TV, film, the media, because all too often, every year, thousands of students will graduate from a media course, but they will have no practical skills. They won't know how to use a camera, they won't know how to edit. All they will have done is read Heat magazine for 3 years and write discussions about it, or learn about film theory. That's all very good, but it's absolutely no use when you're on a film set.
Wirral TV recognises that there's lots of capacity within the Wirral, whereby there are buildings, there are editing suites, there are sound booths, there are lots of different places, colleges, schools, public buildings, where we can make good content, we can make good programmes, and that's what we'll do. So we will effectively make the best use of what we've got. We're here in Royal Standard House. It's a great location for us. It allows us to do lots of things in a guerrilla TV kind of way, but quick in, quick out, a bit dirty around the edges, but it's good television because it's about the local community, it's for the local community. But having been to a number of community TV organisations out there, they have huge, great white elephant projects where they've got massive studios which just aren't used, or they've got tons of equipment which just isn't used. My objective here, and the board's objective, is that we have to stand on our own 2 feet as quickly as possible. If we build a big building, as other community TV organisations have done, then we won't do that. What we are doing is we're fulfilling the dream that the government set out in the first instance, which is that we should stand on our own 2 feet, we should be a social enterprise, we should be making programming about the local community. Clearly there's demand for it, the technology is now there for us to do it, it's effectively getting out and doing it as quickly as we possibly can, and that's what we should be about, and that's what we're trying to do.
Mentoring programme for Wirral TV is a case of trying to find out what gaps in people have in their skills, trying to fill those gaps, mainly not through formal teaching, finding out what people already know about the subject and how we can nurture those skills on an ongoing basis over a period of time.
What you see Wirral TV being and what it will become will be as a result of the efforts of Diana Tui and Mike Power, and not necessarily what's happened from the board, because the board didn't have a view of what community TV should be and what Wirral TV should be. It was ourselves who came up with the concepts of animating the entire free sheet and going out and making that happen. And that's what's happened.
There are more avenues for people to encounter it, and there are more avenues for people to have a go.
Our team really comes from Planet X, which is a producer of 2 programmes on Granada. One is Lost Treasures, which is going out to broadcast in May, and one is Frontline Fire and Rescue, which is a fly on the wall documentary. We also have a portfolio of other programmes. We also have done media training, and a couple of us have had a PR background, which is really the other side of the fence. It's controlling the message in the media. So we're all rounders as a team.
Within our remit is that we will only take material which can and would be broadcast by the BBC pre-watershed. So we've taken all their guidelines regarding filmmaking, and that's what we will do. We will never step outside that, so we won't get into salacious content, we won't get involved in anything which is slanderous or libelous in any way, we won't get into heavy advertising branding in any way, shape or form. But we may, for example, have an outside broadcast unit, so we may well more thoroughly cover events and sporting events, particularly on the Wirral, involving Wirral people, cricket, football, tennis, rugby, Wirral show are just ones which come straight to mind. So the idea is that we will expand our capabilities, but we won't necessarily look to expand into areas which are outside pre-watershed broadcast issues for the BBC.